Hey everybody, Kyle Goethe from GoatheFilmReviews.com and the Goat Film Reviews YouTube channel here. And I've got my reaction, my little after show, if you will, for the new Star Wars show, The Acolyte. This is for episode 4. At the time of me watching this, I don't know what episode 4 is called. So whatever it is, episode 4. All right, so after last week's episode, we've come back to the current time of our story. Sorry, my cat is always asking for attention. He may pop in here. So we've caught up kind of to the main story again with May and Osha. We open on Kofar with Kelnaka. And I think what's interesting is that we open up with Kelnaka early on in the episode, and it seems like when we're at Kofar watching him kind of go about his business, was that the witch symbols, like the dotting that was used there? I didn't 100% catch that. Maybe I missed it. Let me know down there. After that, we move on to Coruscant, and we have Osha saying goodbye, traditional kind of closure on those characters. But it was nice to give those two characters a little bit of time together where they were able to actually converse, because it feels like they would be more interested in hanging out. They seemed like they had a good chemistry the previous couple episodes we've seen them in. Then we move on to Kofar again. We've got May and her dude friend. I don't remember what Manny's. I think it's Manny Jacinto. I think it is. I don't remember what his character's name is. So let me just. Her dude friend, who's helping her out. What's so fascinating about this portion is that they've landed. May is off to try and take out this third Jedi on her kill list, and it's what the friend says to her when he says, "You made a deal." I'm curious about that deal. That's an interesting little tactic there, because "you made a deal" makes it sound like this choice was not entirely her own to take out these 4 Jedi. Maybe there's more to it than we'd initially thought. Maybe there's more to those 4 specific Jedi than just what happened on May and Osha's planet with their people. Because it doesn't seem like the choice is entirely hers, but she's been manipulated, which is a classic Sith move. We see that the master that she's reporting to does have the red lightsaber, seems to be Sith in some way. I like that "you made a deal" message, though, because it kind of victimizes her in such a way, which is something that kind of we get to throughout the episode, is that she is suffering. She is a victim just as much as the people that she has killed, or at least we are led to believe that there's that possibility. We head back to Coruscant. We meet Jedi Master Holden, who, fun fact, I'm pretty sure is the actress who was in Resident Evil. I think she's the one who gets decapitated by the elevator. I just am good with faces like that. But then we have some time where Saul is talking to the Green Woman. Again, I don't know the character's name. I watched these episodes so early that they didn't give me like specific character details as much. I'm sure by the time you're watching the episode, it's available who this person was. But Saul is talking to the Green Woman, and what I found interesting in there is, again, like we go back to the "I saw her fall." So that in line gives us a little bit more information to what I complained about in episode 3, in that I don't really know exactly what happened with May when she went to destroy this, mountain. But it very clearly had interaction with Saul. He saw her fall. He saw her die in his mind, and just assumed no one could live through that. So we're getting some unique viewpoint into, again, May's background, and kind of her ability set, as well as Saul's. Again, like, we're hearing his words, so until we know otherwise, we kind of have to go on those. Did he actually see her fall? Is he hiding something? Saul seems like a kind of guy, or Soul seems like a kind of guy who is hiding something here. And I believe we can trust him, but I don't know for certain. I think it's a captivating thing. I think the actor who plays him really takes on that level. And it gets back to this overarching question of, again, how much of this is May's choice and how much of this is manipulation. When she survived, what happened? Was that immediately when she was taken in by this new master? Who is this master? That's the question, again, I also had throughout the episode, was who is the master? Because it seems like they're hiding something big, something shocking. I thought we might get to it this episode. We have on Kofar, they're asking the same kind of questions. They're asking, who is this master? She doesn't know who it is. Her dude friend doesn't seem to know who the guy is either. So there's again this question of someone's manipulating things. I keep wondering, are we going to get, I don't know, are we going to get some big prequel thing? Is it going to be I don't know how old Palpatine is. Could it be Darth Plagueis? Could it, like, I don't know the details about these things, so I could be totally off on that. But that seems to be like the question that they are specifically not giving us details to, as if there is something important that's going to be revealed. And I think on a Coruscant, there's that question of bringing May in. Can she be saved? As Osha teams up with Soul to go and get her. And I was a little bit concerned about that because Star Wars notoriously is kind of about like, hey, this person committed atrocities, we're going to swing them back to the light side of the Force. I don't know that this is a case where May should be saved. And I say that because the big criticism of recent movies is, and my personal big criticism about Kylo Ren in Rise of Skywalker, I do not think he should have been redeemed. I think it felt just kind of like a copy, of what we had with Anakin and what we had with Darth Vader. Can she be saved is a good question that should pose for the rest of the series. And should she be saved is the question I have. When Soul tries to recruit Osha, there's that question of like, I need you to bring her back. And I wonder how they're going to subvert that. And I really hope they do subvert that, because it seems like we're going down a similar path of like, is this person worthy of being brought back? She's killed 2 Jedi now. And maybe the Jedi did something to deserve it. Again, lots of questions still. And that's what I like about this show so far, is I've seen half the episodes now, and I still don't have all the information I need. On a show like The Mandalorian or The Book of Boba Fett, we have most of the information we need to make the necessary choices and calls that we have. Rarely does something in those episodes take a good amount of time before we get revelations about them. And this show is kind of taking a different turn from that. So again, it's a different kind of show, and I really, really enjoy that portion of it. We learn as well that Kelnaka has not really been spoken to in a year. He's kind of gone into hiding. We learned that on the ship with Yord, as he's kind of explaining stuff. Yord, I still don't really know how to place, because he has this question right when they get... Sorry, guys, I'm going to take my little buddy down here. Sit with me. Talk about the episode. Yord is kind of a confusing thing, because I don't like that interaction he had with Osha where he's like talking about taking away her blaster because it's Jedi property. Like, I don't know. I don't think that was a very well written moment. I think it should have been cut. I don't think it works that well unless they have something up their sleeves with his character to dive in on. But I don't know. That moment seemed kind of dumb. The give us your blaster back, as if he's concerned about this non-Jedi taking him out with a blaster. Anywho, during these portions of the episode too, again, I came back to that criticism I have where it still feels like a lot of it's being shot with that green screen volume technology. It doesn't look real all the time. Some of it does, but there are certain scenes, specifically when 2 characters are talking, that feel like they're volume green screen. They look a little fake. And I know that that's hard to do. It's a television series in the Star Wars universe, but Disney chose to do that. So you don't really have an excuse for like why it wouldn't look good. There's time and energy that can be put into making these things better. I just think, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe this was all shot on location, but the episode has a gloss to it. The whole show has had a kind of a gloss to it that gives it that unreality. And that worries me a little bit, because I don't know, it does feel separated. And it feels like we could do better. The sequence with the giant creepy crawlies, horrifying. I'm just going to touch on that and say, no, I don't like things with lots of legs that you don't know what direction they're going in. So anyway, moving on from that, May and the dude are talking about how like killing an unarmed person would be like the greatest slander to a Jedi teaching. I like that. I like that, modus idea that bringing in like killing someone unarmed would basically break a Jedi, because it's not what you're supposed to be able to do. I don't know that the episode really comes through on that, but maybe it will. Maybe that's a nugget for later on. And then the question kind of comes up, did May just change sides? Like, did she just decide at the end of the episode to change sides? I don't know that I buy that. And maybe I'm not supposed to, but I don't really... It seems like that twist was taken kind of quickly. Like, she just decided... I mean, she's already decided to go to this third place and kill this person with her bare hands, this Jedi Wookiee, which, like, double whammy awful. And then, like, halfway through walking there, she just changed her mind. I don't know how to feel about that, because I don't know if I buy that. And again, maybe there's more information. Again, these questions are all like they can be fixed in future episodes, but right now I don't buy that. And so I hope there's a reason for that. And then of course, like killing off Kilnaka, I don't think that was a great choice to do off screen. I think if you're going to do it to anyone, do it to Toman Baratheon in the second episode, because I think that was kind of just, a lesser idea. I mean, there seems to be some indication he took the poison of his own free will, of course, but I don't know. Killing Kilnaka off screen was kind of like, oh, you introduced a Wookiee Jedi. You got Juna Suotomo, I think it is, who played Chewbacca in the sequel films. You've got him playing the character, and you're just going to kill him off. I know characters serve story, but I kind of wish we had more time with that character. And maybe we will. A lot of the dead Jedi are coming back in flashbacks. So, anywho, the episode ends on a cliffhanger. We get our, not reveal of the Master, but he certainly enters the game a lot more in this episode at the end. Man, that float. When they show, it's on Amandla Stenberg, I think it's on Osha's character, and we see in the background, we see as he like moves down into frame. That was creepy. I dug that. That was pretty dang cool. That was a nice little piece of like slight horror imagery to kind of heighten what we're going to go with. I thought we were going to get the Master reveal and we didn't this episode, but that's okay. We got 4 more episodes left. And again, going back to what I've said about previous episodes, I'm really liking what the Acolyte is doing. I like this mystery. I like having something to look forward to as each episode drops. Now, I was able to, full disclosure, watch the first 4 episodes from the people at Disney. They sent me a screener for it, so I did watch all of these in fairly quick succession. But I wanted to be able to drop these reactions as the episodes drop themselves. So share your thoughts on episode 4 of The Acolyte down below in the comments section. I believe I'll be catching episode 5 with all of you next week, and then I'll be back to do another one of these reactions. So give me your thoughts on it. Let me know if you think May is being truthful. Let me know if you think Sol is being truthful. Let me know if you think Yord is being truthful, because I have questions. And who do you think the Master is? Is it something I'm just not even considering? Let me know in the comments section below. That's one of my favorite things about this show, is that speculation element. I like that it's going to be a water cooler weekly release show. I think that's going to help a lot of people discuss and have their theories and stuff. And I think that's fun. It's enough removed from, the original Star Wars series that we can have that kind of openness. So I dug it. This episode, again, kind of has some faltering moments that, again, can be saved if they have better explanation in later episodes. Maybe there's a reason behind a lot of these choices. But it's definitely kind of got some of the weaker meat in the middle of it, but ends on a great moment that I think is going to be exciting to find out what happens next. Thankfully, you guys only have to wait a week. I've got to wait probably 3 weeks now to find out from the time I got the screener. So I'm like going to anxiously be waiting on episode 5 of this show to drop. Thanks for joining me for this breakdown. Follow-up of episode 4 of The Acolyte. I did coverage of the previous 3 episodes as well that you can find on Goat Film Reviews on YouTube here, as well as a number of first reactions to recent films like Bad Boys Ride or Die. Those are available on the channel. You can also find goatfilmreviews.com for my many written reviews. I'm hoping to get started writing on my first 4 episode non-spoiler review of The Acolyte for that webpage. You can also find Goat Film Reviews on Facebook. You can follow me at Almighty Goatman. That's my personal handle on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Threads. You can find my show Kyle and Nick on Film that I co-host with Nick Plotachuk from the St. Paul Filmcast. We have new episodes of that show every single week. And you can find Minnesota Film Critics Alliance down in the comments or in the description of this video, which will have other critics in our Minnesota critics group that you can read up on their thoughts on The Acolyte, as well as other things. Go ahead and click on that link down below to get started there. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.